Welcome to Game Tape with Tony. As always, I'm your host, Tony Ferrari, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Braeden Cootes of the Seattle Thunderbirds. How's it going today, Braeden?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. It'll be good to get to know you a little bit through this process. Let's start with where you started in hockey. Who got you into the game, and how old were you when you started playing?
Say my dad got me into it right away. Living in Sherwood Park, Edmonton area growing up, that's just kind of the culture and usually the first choice for a sport. Yeah, I got into it right away and just loved it ever since.
You just got back from the U18s. Let's talk about that a little bit and get your overall thoughts on the tournament and helping lead Canada to the gold as their captain.
Really fun experience. I've never been to Texas before, so that was really cool. I'm wearing the C for my country, which was a huge honor and was really cool. But yeah, winning the gold was our main goal, and we got that done. And we had a great group of guys there.
Not often that guys can say that they've won 2 gold medals for Canada over the last year, but you've done that now with the Hlinka and the U18s. What does it mean that you're not only on Hockey Canada's radar, but a guy looked to be a leader in those positions?
Like I said, it's a huge honor. We have a really good age group, a bunch of guys that love playing together, and we have good chemistry.
This year, you were named the youngest captain of the WHL, and you took over the role full time when Sawyer Minio was traded. What do you think you showed the coaching staff and the management group to first earn that honor, and how do you think it went this season?
Yeah, I think I just showed them that I'm a good leader. I'm more mature than my age is, which helps. I'd say I lead by example, and we didn't have the best start, but we have a young team and we had a really good second half, got in the playoffs, and almost got Everett, had a good series. So trying to keep it going into next year.
Coming in as a young captain, it's always a little bit tough because you are one of the younger guys. But what did you learn from guys like Sawyer or other captains you've had in the past to kind of help bridge the gap and take on that leadership role a little bit more smoothly?
I had Siona and Gustafson and then Minnie as well. Three really good players and people that I could learn from. And the culture that we have in Seattle, probably what made me be a good captain.
Now, before we get to the game tape section, for anyone that hasn't seen you play, what's your self-scouting report on your game?
Yeah, I'd say I'm a 200-foot centerman, competes really hard, use my motor and my work ethic to my advantage and, create havoc and turnovers. Then use my hockey sense from there to make plays and, shoot the puck, put it in the net and, set up guys.
First clip I've got for you here comes from the U18s. Puck gets dumped into offensive zone here. You go recover it. The puck works its way back to you, and you just take a shot from a bit of a bad angle and surprise the goalie there a little bit. So what are you thinking on a play like this?
Coming out of our zone there, the center, seeing it kind of go wide to Schmitty there, and I was just trying to get the middle lane drive in, then get the first touch, and then it kind of went to Hoppy there and back to me, and then saw Schmitty go into the net, and to be honest, I was just trying to get it to the net so it could kind of get a rebound to him, and he'd probably put it home, but I guess the goalie wasn't ready for it, and got a nice little ice burner in the 5-hole, which is always fun.
The game was a little bit out of hand already. You guys were up 5-0, but you scored in the gold medal game. What does that mean to you, and how fun is it to just be a part of such a big game?
We were pretty surprised that Sweden beat us 8-3 in the pre-tour. I mean, we didn't have our full team in fairness, but we were expecting maybe a little harder game than it was. But credit to us, though, we played our best game of the tournament, obviously, and got the job done.
Was there anyone on either Team Canada or on some of the other teams that maybe surprised you?
Probably Merckx. Playing with him all year and then playing against him, you grow even bigger appreciation that you have him on your team. 6'6", 6'7", whatever, right shot D-man that, is physical and can skate. I mean, I practice against him every day, but, it's different playing against him. We're really lucky to have him in Seattle.
All right, let's jump into this next clip for you. Puck goes down to the defensive zone. You guys turn play around pretty quickly here. As you get the puck dropped to you in the offensive zone, you cut to the middle. And just a nice shot using the defender as a bit of a screen there to score. Talk to me about this play and what you're seeing as you enter the offensive zone off the puck.
Great play from Merckx there, kind of shaying off his guy, giving it to Pills. Then I kind of see him come in and I can delay a little bit, let Pills go in, drag the D-man to him, and then was hoping for a drop pass there, which I obviously got, and then try to cut to the middle and shoot across the grain. I don't even know if I actually got the goal here because Lovey did a great job getting to the net and doing a flash screen, and I honestly think it went off his leg there. But yeah, it was just a great play overall.
You have a lot of players on Seattle, and you mentioned Radam and how good he's been this season. What was it like for you guys going through a season where you were going through some growing pains, but there was a lot of development for not only you, but a lot of the guys on the team?
The big thing is just building a culture, a group of guys that love each other and play for each other. When you get to game 6, game 7, and the playoffs and stuff, that's kind of what it comes down to. I mean, everybody can shoot, skate, pass, and all that, but it comes down to those little details.
The next clip I've got for you here is a nice little assist by you And it's one of these plays that maybe aren't designed. You get into the offensive zone here, kind of just shoot off the pad for a rebound in front of the net. Is this something you're trying to do on a play like this, or is this just kind of you're getting a puck on net and hoping for good things to happen?
I saw Sherm going back post there, and I didn't really have an angle or anything to score, so we call it a POP, pass off pad, that I was trying to look for. Again, Merckx with another sick play, getting the puck, being this guy, giving it to me with speed. And yeah, saw him going back door, and obviously took a nice bounce off the pad and was able to tap it home.
Now, on a play like this, obviously it takes you recognizing that you have players driving the middle. It takes Murtka making that breakout pass. What is kind of going through your head on any given play? Are you looking to react to what the defense is giving you? Are you looking to dictate how they're going to defend you? What's kind of going through your head on a rush up ice?
I'm just usually taking what's given, not always trying to force it. But I mean, I see Merckx go back there, and I was pretty confident that he was going to make that play. So I kind of just turned to the boards and tried to create speed. And he's found me a few times like that. So just got the puck and took her wide and got a good bounce.
The next clip I've got for you here is a nice play where it shows off your puck skill and puck handling ability that you have in your game. The puck is worked to you here. You pick up the loose puck. You go high in the zone, get around this defender, then make a nice little move to the inside of the slot. A pass goes off the defender and into the net. So talk to me about this play, starting with when you pick it up in the offensive zone.
4-on-4 here, so usually man on man. So if I beat one guy, then another guy's going to come to me and somebody will be open. Yeah, just kind of get the puck and gain speed over the zone, and Sabatazoni there coming at me, and just kind of try to place it into an area where he couldn't grab it. And I was obviously skating a little faster at that moment than him, so I could go grab it around him. And then saw the guy come at me and kind of did like a little toe drag, pull it in as close as I could to my body so I couldn't get a stick on it. And then was trying to look for Pill's back door there, but went off the guy's skate and went in, which was pretty cool.
When you see the highlights, and it's not just the standard shot off the rush or something like that, it's a really nice play where you kind of deke a guy. Does it pump you up a bit?
Oh, for sure. Anytime you make a move like that, you're watching that go a little more times than some of the other ones. Try to be a little creative out there. Yeah, I got a lucky bounce there, which was nice. It was a cool goal.
All right, the final clip I've got for you here shows off your PK prowess a bit. Things kind of work into the offensive zone on the PK. You hound the guy back here in the zone. You circle out high, and then you get the puck back along the boards into the slot here for you. And then you just make a nice pass. What kind of goes through your mind on the PK? Are you looking to create offense in this situation? Are you looking just to kind of create constant pressure and hopefully that leads to offense? Or what's going through your mind on the PK?
Our PK, you kind of only want one guy in and then another guy out, so you don't get caught too low in the penalty kill where it's 4-on-2 or 5-on-2 rush on the way back. So kind of go in there. The guy stops up, so I circle out, then let Dunner come in. And then here he makes a good play, making him turn it over. Kind of gets it to me, and then I make a little move around Smitty, and then I knew Dunner would be going to the net, so just kind of run it back there, and he was lucky enough to be there and had a really good finish. That's kind of my game, just work rate, hockey sense, and just making reads.
Now, the penalty kill is a role that is harder than I think people give it credit for. It's not just you throw the fourth liners. A lot of teams in the NHL, even now, are putting their stars in that role. Do you take pride in playing on the penalty kill and kind of being a guy that your team can rely upon in those situations?
Yeah, I think it's one of my best assets. I've always been a PK guy. I think playing on the penalty kill just comes down to grit and hard work and speed too. You got to be quick and have your stick in the lane and be willing to block shots too, which I think I got a little better at that in this type of game. There's a lot of, offense created off the penalty kill, and, guys on the power play maybe get caught sleeping, and those guys that are out there working, they capitalize.
You've played against a ton of hockey players in your time in the WHL, playing for Team Canada. Who's the toughest guy you've gone up against?
Catton on Spokane. He's got better at face-offs too, which makes it even harder now, but he's so skilled. He's so fast. It's that line too. Crystal, Catton, Van Olm. They rinsed us once, like 9 goals in one of the games. Not too fun to play in, but I think he's going to be a great player in the NHL. I mean, he's got like Jack Hughes skill with that defensive side to his game that he's added to. So I'd say him.
If you weren't playing hockey, is there another sport you'd want to play professionally?
I'd love to play golf. That'd be so cool to be. If you're good, you make a lot of money too, and that's probably my second favorite sport. So yeah, I'd love to be a golfer.
What are the best and worst nicknames you've been given by teammates?
Kind of new one this year, Cooter. Cootes is probably the best one, and then Cooties or something like that's probably the worst.
If I hit shuffle on your phone's playlist, what artists are coming up?
Eric Church, Chris Stapleton, Zach Bryan, big country guy. I'd say those 3 are like my top 3 guys.
Do you have a comfort movie or TV show, something you watch just to kind of get your mind off hockey?
I'm a big Friends guy, a classic that even in Dallas, they had it on every day on the channels. If I wasn't watching the Oilers, I was watching that.
I'm sure you've spoken to a ton of NHL scouts at this point. You've been asked all the questions in the world. But when they ask you, why should we draft you? What's your answer going to be?
I love to win. I'm a guy that's going to show up every day and love what I do anything I can to get better, be a good teammate. It's the only thing I've ever wanted to do is play hockey, and you're going to get everything out of me every day.
When your hockey career is done in 15, 20 years, hopefully, what do you want people to remember about Braeden Cootes, the person?
Good teammate, a guy that you love to be around, joke in the locker room, and did good stuff for the community and gave it his all every time he was on the ice. Anything in the tank, just left it all out there and had a good attitude and, good hockey player.
Braeden, I really appreciate you doing this. It was a lot of fun getting to know you a little bit on and off the ice. Good luck at the draft, and hopefully your name's called pretty early on.
Thank you for the call.